Let's start with your name, please, sir.
My name is Archie Williams.
Then where are you from, Archie?
I'm from Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Archie Williams captured our hearts with this audition on America's Got Talent.
Don't let the sun go down on me.
Then broke our hearts with this.
I was just incarcerated for 37 years for somebody else's crime.
Ooh.
36 years in what was known at the time as the bloodiest prison in America, Louisiana's Angola State Penitentiary.
Louisiana has about 5,000 prisoners serving life in prison without the possibility of parole.
G. Park is the executive director of the Innocence Project New Orleans, an organization working to fight mass incarceration and racial oppression.
That number is more than prisoners doing life sentence in 5 neighboring states.
In Archie's case, not only was he serving a life sentence, he had been wrongfully convicted. It was through the work of the Innocence Project that just last year, Archie was exonerated through DNA evidence nearly 4 decades after he was incarcerated for a crime he always knew he didn't commit.
It's like a nightmare, you know. Freedom is of the mind.
Yes.
I went to prison, but I never let my mind go to prison.
According to the Innocence Project, mass incarceration disproportionately impacts black and brown people across the state.
We really focus on life sentences and the excessiveness of it, and have to re-examine on whether or not that makes sense given the error rate associated with life sentences. If we can't get it right 100% of the time, why are we even using that life sentence, right?
According to IPNO, 73% of Louisiana's life prisoners are black. And while 32% of the state's overall population is black, that same demographic makes up 67% of the state's prison population. That's 4 times that of whites.
All but one of our clients who were wrongfully convicted were black men. And they were all black men between the ages of 19 and 23 when they were wrongfully arrested, accused of something they didn't do and knew nothing about, wrongfully convicted and imprisoned.
Losing everything, it's like the sun going down.
Archie's success on America's Got Talent is helping shine a light on mass incarceration, just as cases like Ahmaud Arbery's in Georgia, Breonna Taylor's in Kentucky, or George Floyd's in Minnesota is helping motivate people to stand up for justice and equality for all.
Because the public defender system is so underfunded, and because all of our clients were poor, we see in the transcripts, in the trial files, the lack of resources that was available to the defense counsel to effectively put on a defense.
It's a reality Marshall Thomas sees every day.
It's an intense experience to walk into the jail and talk to, your fellow black man who is the same age as you, the same skin color as you, and you can really think, there but for the grace of God go I.
As an EBR public defender, Thomas represents clients who typically can't afford their own defense.
It's meaningful to me to be an attorney who can sort of speak to some of our clients on the same level as them and try to understand who they are as people.
But like public defenders across the country, Thomas says on top of disparities in Louisiana, his office is often representing a disproportionate number of cases with little to no equal funding.
If people understood what was going on, more people would really care about it.
Sarah Ashley Messina has worked in the EBR Public Defender's Office since 2015, first as a law clerk, then an investigator, now as an attorney.
Our funding comes mostly off the backs of our clients. So our indigent clients who are innocent until proven guilty, haven't been convicted of a crime, they're the ones that mostly fund this office.
While not accounting for the whole of their individual budgets, Messina says the EBR City Parish budget illustrates the disparity when it comes to funding public defense versus criminal prosecution. This year, local government allocated $250,000 to the Public Defender's Office compared to $7 million allocated to the EBR District Attorney's Office.
There is no justice. There is a legal process. But in terms of equitable justice, I haven't seen it played out en masse, especially not in this city.